All right, so we're Team Red Couch. We were located right out there on Team Red Couch. And what we decided to do actually in our group was actually get real with each other and just talk about what's actually your motivation to do this. Why are you actually thinking about being an entrepreneur? Are you really serious about being an entrepreneur? What's it gonna take? And I think what came from this were a bunch of candid conversations and discussions around, what it is that makes each of us tick, and why we decided to obviously apply to the Runway program and what we hope to do afterwards. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just kind of speak for myself a little bit, and I'll leave it up to my teammates to decide kind of what they want to talk about a little bit. But basically, for me, and you guys have probably heard me talk about this all weekend, but culture is a really driving force for me, and part of the reason is because I've lived in a lot of cultures that just suck. And personally, I feel like it's not, I would personally rather be in a culture that I get to shape and sort of figure, and get to play a large role in to basically create the organization that the way I want to create it, because I think my ability to do that will actually allow the organization to be the most successful. I've sort of thought back from why is it that I want to do this, Ben and I have some commonality there because we both thought about it in a slightly, I don't know how to put it, but in a slightly grave fashion. We both kind of thought about what would it be like to be 80 years old, about to die, and have you accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. And actually what I came to was, if I was a doctor for 40 years in that particular, and I got to 80, I would wish that I was dead right then, because I didn't actually do the other things that I wanted to do. I didn't make the impact that I wanted to make. And so that really pushes me towards sort of wanting to do this. We also talked about whether we wanted to do this regardless of, whether we got into the Runway program or what we would do afterwards. I think, for me personally, I'm going to end up losing my job regardless, probably in the next month or two. And so, I'm sort of looking forward to just sort of seeing what happens with everything. But it's sort of like, what's your level of commitment? And so that's just from my take, and I'll let
Yeah, one thing I really liked about the conversation and about the kind of being real in the whole conversation, because I think at this point of the day, you're like, I've talked to a lot of people, and there's hard decisions that have to be made very soon. So I think people were really honest about, like, here are the concerns I have, and like, here are the fears that I would have, like, how can we discuss this in an open way? The second piece of it was also like, what does the process and structure actually look like? And, if we're the team and we got to do something in like 6 months, like, how do we really want to spend our time in like the first month, and how many ideas do we want to chase, and like, what's this going to look like? And do we have to follow a strict process? Can we define our own structure? And I think getting to like those nuts and bolts are able to give us a chance to talk about, like, how did we feel about the process? How do we feel about the team? How do we feel about how this will come together? So I thought it was a very useful discussion.
You want to say?
I'll probably repeat some of the stuff. So basically, I kind of we decided to throw pretty much all Cody's rules out of the window. Sorry about that.
Suggestions.
So we just decided to, talk about like that. Hey, how serious are you? What takes you? Like I had the same thought about dying and whatever, and that kind of drives me. If I'm like on my deathbed, what would I regret, and what would I be? I should have at least 1 or 2 proud moments in my life. So that, and one thing, that's what like the seed of what my goals are personally for entrepreneurship. And we also talked about things like we got a lot of common stuff, like for example, from like all of us were looking for money. I mean financial freedom, not in the true sense, but we were not. Social part of it was a side effect, not the driving factor. So we found a lot of stuff, a lot of common stuff, and I thought that I wish I could talk like this more, because I got the most out of this conversation, not because of the team, but because of the way it went.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm last, I guess. And so anyways, throughout our discussion, what it done for me was that because I had to leave yesterday instead of midday, I got a chance to sort of talk to more to you, and then to you, because I don't remember the name. So, but anyway, and of course I was sort of like synthesizing the experiences that I have from the early morning till this very moment actually, And the thing that sort of came out to me, and I want to sort of share with all of you, is that I sort of, which surprised me because it's not how I am in many ways, but I sort of felt like there is this overriding trend to lean towards commonality rather than diversity. That's sort of all through. I mean, I have been in some really fantastic teams today, and now having how many experiences I don't know, 5, 6, what. I feel like I'm definitely still with striving for diversity when I will be making my choices tonight, and I almost feel like that diversity is what will inspire me and what I can leverage, and the comfort that comes with commonalities, I would put behind me, and I think that I just wish that a lot of us think the same way, because I think that's the huge source for inspiration. I haven't experienced a lot of it from the early morning, so if I say no, what was it like? Leaning yes or leaning no, so I'm sort of feeling like in a group, a lot of the people are leaning more towards who I feel comfortable with, who I have a common things with. I'm definitely like, I guess, a maybe outlier with things more diversified. It's going to be more inspiration there is going to be. So I guess that's where I am in the end of the day. That's all. So we don't have the mission or vision, but for me, what's important is really how the group will inspire itself to come up with that strong idea. And I no longer want to say it makes an impact this kind or that kind. It has to be an idea that sustains. It's a business idea that sustains. And to me, it's sort of the diversity that is uncomfortable potential. That's all. That's all I have to say.
Well said. Thank you.